This week on Dumb Pitches, my guest is Steven Rogers, and we go way back to childhood, making some decisions. What should you tell your friends to pee outside? Should you buy a jump rope if you have a really small apartment? And how do you feel about canes? That's the biggest question. We go using a cane if you don't actually need it. It's a personal story. It's a great episode. Here we go, Dumb Pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. Our guest this week, comedian Steven Rogers. Hey.
Hey. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for doing it.
Of course. I'm honored, and I really just am thrown by how good your setup is. It really... I'm like, I'm going to have to get the office remodeled here. It's really upsetting.
I know. And in fact, we talked about making some home studios because this is not at my house. This is an actual studio. And I just don't think it would ever compare. So I got to figure out. Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, if that was your house, I would have to leave this call.
I would feel much better about myself if this was in my home. But you have a microphone, and honestly, that's a good start.
Look, hey, I'm glad that no one has mentioned that I have like an actual mic before, which makes me think that what have you had prior to this?
We've had everything. I mean, they make it sound good here, so that's helpful. But people just with their phones or whatever.
No, I know what you mean. I've done it where they had like a soup can on a string, and I'm like, how is this going to be good?
Well, and then I had a meeting with people, like a Zoom meeting with people for a different project that weren't comedians, didn't have a podcast, whatever, which is who we're used to talking to. And I just left my mic on because it just sounds better. And they were like, whoa, look at you. So fancy with a microphone. I was like, okay, sorry. Yeah.
I do this I did this over the pandemic to like Thanksgiving calls and everything. They're like, well, what is this?
Yeah, your family Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Well, we like to start the show by giving everyone your good ideas, your credits, so they know you haven't only had bad ideas. So, Steven Rogers, you were on Colbert, and you are the co-host of a podcast called Panic Attacking.
Mm-hmm.
And very exciting, you have your debut album, and it's a special. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Coming out May 6th, and that's called Before He Was Super?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's exciting.
I'm excited. Hopefully that is a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm just putting it in there because I'm excited for you. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So they and that'll be on iTunes and listening services, but then also the special is on YouTube.
Yes, it'll be on my YouTube, Steven Rogers Comedy, and it's gonna be good. I hope.
Good. Well, that's exciting. Well, now that you feel good about yourself, let's let's get into your bad ideas. So, what did you come up with when we gave you the criteria?
I gotta tell you, I think I have a lot of. I've had many bad ideas, but picking. I'm worried I picked bad. So hopefully
it's
they're
double
good
then.
Bad ideas.
Okay.
So I had when I was in elementary school, there was this kid that would come up to me at every recess and complain that he had to pee. Every recess he would complain that he had to go to the bathroom. And it was like in a basketball court near like a tree line, and I was like, you should just go pee in those trees. And he was like, oh, you can do that? And I'm like, I've seen it on so many movies.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I've seen it. You can go do that. And he's like, great. And I just wanted him to leave me alone. And then he went and did it.
Okay.
and was peeing in the trees, and a teacher caught him peeing, and then he ratted me out, said that I was like this mastermind of public urination.
Steven's over there telling everybody to pee outside. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we go to the principal's office, and I get in trouble. So I don't know if this. I think it's a bad idea, but
It's definitely a bad idea. I am like now I'm here to stand up for you is what it feels like. Where I'm like, first of all, why is this kid telling you? You were also in
Yeah.
elementary school. I was like,
Yeah.
you're not the recess teacher or whatever.
Right. I forgot to tell you, I was a passerby, but
I was on the other side of the fence. Just pee right here. What? And then, so had you never peed outside at that point? You
That's
said
the thing.
you'd seen
Yeah,
it.
I never peed outside, and now I never can. But
Have you
I'm worried
ever peed outside now?
I have, but I'm always worried my principal's gonna show up. But I'll somehow still be in trouble with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I first of all, I think I just said it in a way of like, go away, leave me alone.
Right.
But he was like, well, this guy is clearly teaching me the ways of the wilderness. And just went out there and started peeing. And I don't, so I've never told anyone to do anything ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a traumatizing. And there's something about being a kid where you're like, I got to put this blame on anyone else or anything else. You know, I have an 8-year-old and he just lies because he's like, I just don't want to get in trouble, you know, and you're like, God, that's,
yes,
you can tell you're lying and you're really dumb. You're too stupid to be doing this. But he doesn't know because he's just like, just whatever keeps me out of trouble. So that kid gets caught and he's like, no, it was him. He told me to go over here and pee alone. Which is
which I guess is the equivalent to like the voices told me to do that.
Yeah. If you could
like
ask the voices if they said that or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Well, that's the appetizer. Bad idea.
Okay.
All right, so we like that. That makes me feel better. All right, so this is the one time I lied to my girlfriend. She was out of town, and her blinker. She had a car. I've never had a car. And when we started dating, I was now responsible for this car whenever she was gone, which we never had that discussion. But that was just
what you assume.
Something that
did you use the car when she was gone?
Only to move it for alternate side parking.
Okay.
So I didn't want anything to do with this car.
Got it.
But she pushed it onto me, and her right blinker wasn't where. Oh, I have cats.
Yeah,
this is going to be an
it's
issue.
like, ooh, no, that's not.
Yeah, that is going to be a problem, I think. But here's a different bad idea. I didn't shut this door. And he's never been in there. All right. Anyways,
he knows where the camera is. That's why I'm trying to get in.
Yeah, that's.
All right. Sorry.
All
okay,
right.
so she's out of town.
Yeah.
You are responsible for the car.
Yeah. So her blinker, her tail light wasn't working, and I realized that she just assumed I would. She never told me to fix it, but I could tell by how long we were going without it being fixed that it was my job.
Got
but we
it.
never had that talk. So I never have fixed any part of a car. So I was like, well, I'll just take it to a mechanic to get the blinker light fixed, which is like as time has gone by, I realized the easiest thing to fix on a car.
Yeah. Well, and I was gonna say like I've changed my own. You can YouTube video that, but I did have trouble with it once, and at just the auto supply place where O'Reilly's or whoever, the dude that worked there just changed it for me.
So I got it done at like a gas station that was also like O'Reilly's, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was so mad at me, he didn't charge me.
I don't think that's ever happened, really.
Yeah, I think he was
you're
just
really pissing me off. This is free.
Yeah, I'm gonna do you a really good deal because I hate you so much. But I told her that I fixed it.
Okay.
and she told her whole family, "Oh, he did this great thing. He fixed the car. He's a
He's a
handyman."
handyman,
And
yeah.
this and her dad is like a carpenter, so he was like, "Oh, that's great. I'm really impressed by this guy. That's so good that he just like takes charge and fixes the car." And I'm like in this world of lies. I'm like I'm like, "Oh my
Oh, shit.
God, they think I'm a handy guy." And then I told her that I didn't really do that, but I have since learned how to fix it. She has not believed me once on any fixed thing that
Any
I've.
other handy projects? She's like, nope, you didn't do this.
Yeah, so I this is true. I have to film everything I've ever fixed.
So that she believes you.
It's like my own I should make it a web series
Yeah, you
now that I
could
think
do
about it.
little YouTube tutorials or something.
Yeah, just showing that I've fixed a thing for her
I fixed
because she's never believed me. And I've fixed it many times. I think I've had my dad hold the camera and everything, so it's
it.
been a whole thing.
So now you know how to do it, though.
I know how to do the one thing. I
Just
know,
based
and
on
it has to be the left blinker. If it's right, we're
we're fucked. I can't do it.
we're screwed.
Okay, and so you have an interesting thing of communication around the car. I feel like,
Yeah,
as maybe aren't. I don't know the rest of your relationship. I'm sure it's wonderful, but
it's
maybe the
great.
communication about the car specifically, probably because you haven't had very much experience with having a car. So
Yes, for sure. I realize that it's probably because her dad's a fixing guy,
got it. So
but
there's a little pressure there of being able to fix stuff.
it might be that.
Okay.
But I want to be like, uh, not all men can fix. Let's start a march just so me and my girlfriend fight less.
Yeah.
We didn't fight, but whatever. All right. Were those bad? I'm worried they're not bad.
They're bad.
Great.
Look, it's a loose interpretation of whatever, and I actually, not no offense to other people who've been on the podcast, I like personal stories a lot.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
so I'm enjoying.
Well, that's all I've got.
these. Okay,
So this is
perfect.
great. All my creative ideas have been amazing. So there's been no backfired creative. When I moved to New York City, I lived in a very, very small apartment, and it was just enough size for a queen size bed and a dresser. And I wanted to stay in shape and save money, so I bought a jump rope,
Okay.
and I didn't think about where I could jump
Where you
rope.
would be able to do that? Yeah.
I tried, so I brought it to my apartment. I was like, "Here we go. This is the thing that's
Just
gonna."
knocking everything over it.
I knocked over everything off my dresser, and I kept hitting the doorknob. I
Oh,
kept like
yeah.
lassoing it. It was like tied to the doorknob, like when you tie it to a kid's tooth in the movies. And it kept hitting stuff. And so I shortened the rope, thinking that would make it better. But I just kept whipping my shins. I
Yeah.
couldn't get over it. So I had red marks on my legs, and I never use. I still have not used it.
I will say that I purchased a jump rope this last year as well,
Oh.
knowing that I couldn't use it in the home,
Mm-hmm.
and I could maybe in our backyard, but it's still, So I had taken it to the park a few times, and it's like almost embarrassing to be jump roping in the park. No one else is jump roping in the park.
I'd rather sharpen a knife in the park.
And then I feel like when you do, there's a few things as frustrating as, hitting yourself in the shins.
Yes.
On act, when you're not, that wasn't the end of it. And then to
Yeah.
do that in front of people in the park, it was just, it's not. So, because I want to say, oh, just take it somewhere outside, but don't.
No.
Actually, I don't support that. Don't do it.
I don't support it either. This is actually, it made it onto this is I ended up writing a joke about it because I was just so mad about it, and that's
Nice.
on the album. It's like
Oh, now you
I
definitely
actually
gotta
have
go
the
check it out.
jump rope on the cover, the same jump rope I've never used, but like because I'm trying to get use out of this thing in other ways because I refuse to go anywhere with this jump rope. Because I know me, I'd be watching a guy that's jump roping and going, "Oh, he only jumped 3 times and then it hit his foot. He stinks."
Well, yeah,
And
it's because we're, whatever, human
yeah,
nature is to constantly compare yourself to each other. And
right,
then, you can't do more than 10 without fucking up,
yeah,
which, I
exactly,
mean, sometimes that
yeah.
happens.
It's it was the worst purchase I ever
I
bought.
don't even know what a good place to use the jump rope is because even if you're in a gym, like a big gym with other people, it's kind of the same thing, and that feels like you're getting in the way.
Yeah.
And then, like, the only place would be if you had a home gym that was like
Yes.
big, like that's pretty much it, or like a boxing gym, I guess. I know boxers use a lot of jump ropes.
The like those boxing movies where the the main character shows up late and the guy that's closing up lets him stay there to box because that's how dedicated he is. That's what I would need for the jump rope. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
that's the
hey, I
only
just don't want
reason he's
anybody.
there is to use the
Yeah,
jump rope without anybody watching him.
yeah. That would be the scene is the guy comes in to train overnight and I'm in there jump roping and I'm like,
You're
damn
like,
it.
damn it, fuck. That is like in like cinematically, it is often used as like a tough, cool thing. Like it's
Mhm.
always boxers or wrestlers, and they're jump roping, and then they got like they're wearing the gray sweatshirt, and you can see how
Yes.
sweaty they are and stuff, or a trash bag, whatever. I don't know. Uh, but then there's no real because in real life jump ropes are used for like little kids. Like it's not really that tough.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it is so frustrating when you're not good at it. Because you're like, this is for little girls. Why
Yeah.
am I hitting my shins every time?
Yeah. This is used for telling people what your name is and rhyming.
Yeah, or seeing how many boyfriends you have or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
They
Um,
should have a machine at the gym where you can bring your jump rope and you plug the handle into both like
oh,
two
just
things
that
and
would be fun.
it jumps it for you and then you're just sitting there jumping.
You might be onto something there. That's kind of a sad, like you don't have enough friends to hold the other ends of your jump rope.
It is sad.
But
You
it
know
could
what?
work.
That
I mean, that would be. What if there was just like a jump rope room? The like at a bigger gym, let's say an LA Fitness or something like that,
sure.
which I don't think they're called that anymore, but whatever. Um, they have like the Zumba classroom,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's not always used. You could go in there, but again, you do run the risk of someone coming in and then watching you jump rope.
I think it's one of the top things I don't want people to find me doing.
Top
It's
three,
really
top
up there.
five.
Yeah. It's
Going
up
to the
there.
bathroom, masturbating, and jump roping. I think those are. I don't want
I
people to
think if
walk in on
somebody
that.
was going to walk in on me jump roping, I would say, "Don't come in. I'm masturbating." I would, I would rather them think that
Well,
than,
then they would probably stop faster. Like if you were just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Don't come in here,
yeah.
I'm jump roping," they'd be like, "Why not? That's weird."
Right,
Because
right.
they're
Then they
like,
want to
"Ooh,
see
I
it.
definitely don't want to see." And they're like, "You make a really weird noise when you masturbate," but that's it.
And what's that slapping?
Yeah.
And why are you saying your name is Steven?
You still do the little rhymes by
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Oh gosh, that's
Oh man.
all right.
Well, that's all right. Good. Uh, um. Oh, so I'll tell you so this is like a middle school thing, or maybe high school.
Oh, what a
There's this
great
girl
time in
that,
everyone's life. So
yeah, God, isn't that why most of us have chosen stand up? Anyways, uh, there's this girl that we liked each other or whatever, and but then a boy asked her. It's so dumb. A boy asked her out before I did, so
okay.
she said yes, and they started dating. I was like, oh, okay, well, that they're dating. So I guess I'll ask somebody else out. Like I still had to ask out in the chamber, so I
Yeah.
had to like use it for some
You're like,
reason.
I gained all this courage just for this. Like, what
Yeah,
else am I supposed to do with it?
I have to find a girl in the hallway.
Yeah. No, no. Okay. What about you? Like, that's.
Yeah, yeah. And I asked this girl out, and she said yes. And then I was like, oh, so now we're like, are we like dating? And then I'm like, oh, this was dumb. This was like a vengeance ask out. I'll show you. Like it felt like it made no sense.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I don't know what to do. And like the next day we go to school. I'm like, I remember like I being like, maybe all right, I'll try to hold her hand today or something. And it was okay. We'll do that. Then I found out she had we've been dating 3 days, dating.
Yeah.
She had hooked up with a guy and lost her virginity to the guy. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we're probably not really seeing each other.
Wait, during those 3 days that happened?
During those 3 days.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
So I guess
Sorry, that's
asking
not
anyone out
funny to
without
laugh
any proper research would be considered a bad idea.
So wow, now I'm really interested in this. This is okay. So
Yeah.
how well did you know this second person that you asked out?
I knew her well, I mean, not as much as I thought, but oh,
Blake really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
I heard a bonus laugh. Um, I oh God in heaven.
Now you're getting all the pussy. All right.
That's
Anyway.
right. I don't want to brag, but I got another one in the other room. I'm talking about a second cat.
Yeah,
I don't
their
want
cats
anyone
are
to
good.
think I'm talking about my
Your
girlfriend. But yeah, I knew her roughly well, and I assumed that she liked me too if she said yes.
I was gonna say
I
it
still
wasn't
to this day
completely
don't know.
random, like it wasn't
No.
just someone else in class and she was like, sure, I don't know, or
Yeah.
whatever. So
she
you
was like,
knew
yeah,
each
let's
other.
do it.
Okay, so yeah, to say yes at least would I think we can agree with that would indicate that she was interested.
Yeah. I remember asking her out in the hallway, and it with smooth fashion, no eye contact, and I think
all
I'm a
good.
mess now, but then you have to just look back and you're like, God.
That's okay. All right. So then within that 3 days, and was this another person that went to your school
Yeah.
that she hooked up with?
Yeah. I remember him being fake cool or something. Like he had a cane he never needed or something. I don't
Was he
remember.
a pimp? What the hell? Well, I don't think I've ever seen anyone else have a cane, anyways, or tap dance.
It was either that or he was training for Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know. It was one of those two.
I don't think when you said fake cool, I did not go to cane first, but that's.
I have a big issue with people
with canes
that don't need a cane using a cane.
Okay, yeah, I don't. I mean,
I
don't think I've really given it much thought, but I would see why that would be annoying.
Well, as you can see by how quickly I outbursted about it, I thought about it quite a lot. Like, are they holding on to it going, I know I'm going to need it someday, and I don't want to be without it when...
Or have you developed this disdain for the fake cane use because of this situation, or were you already irritated by the cane before
it's rooted, it's rooted in this one man.
Yeah, because the guy who hooked up with your, I don't know, girlfriend. That's the thing about those young relationships, especially at school. You do, like, when we were in middle school, there was a few times where it was like my friend asked this girl out during second period, and then by fifth period they broke up. It's a weird. Like, we went out for 3 classes.
Amazing.
Which at least she had the decency to break up with him before she hooked up with someone else, I guess. But
well, that's for sure. I mean,
he didn't have a cane though, so that's.
I don't know maybe it's a fake cane, but he's got a button and it shoots pheromones or something. I don't.
Okay.
I did that to make you laugh, but you're like, it could be. It might be.
I'm just I think it's adding to my like I think you're holding a lot maybe holding a grudge a bit against this guy.
It could be that. It could be.
And
No
we
offense to fake
do
caners.
we know any information about how that had happened? So after you find this information out, after the 3 days, somebody tells you that this has happened. Do you say anything to her, or do you just go, "Oh, I guess we're not together"?
Second one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we
not a
don't
big
know
conflict guy.
how, like, if she told the Kane guy if she was dating you,
Right.
or they just hooked up.
I
mean, I would
have a good
assume.
feeling I didn't even come up. I probably.
I would assume there was some lead up to that. It wasn't just like someone, because he already went to school with you as well. Like maybe they had already been talking or flirting or whatever you do then.
Yeah, I would assume so. I think I remember them flirting, but honestly, he could have just spun the cane and then she was like, "All right, let's go."
Let's do it. That's all you needed.
Yeah, yeah. He,
I mean,
he
spinning a
catches his
cane's
own
not
hat on it.
easy. Yeah.
Uh,
And so what happens with you and the other girl? Anything ever? Does she stay with this
oh
other
God.
fella?
She and that guy didn't end up like they broke up at a certain point, and then we never dated. Like we
Okay.
were
You
we
were
liked
like,
each
last
other.
time I even thought about it, some real fucked up shit happened. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I'm not going through this again.
yeah,
I'm gonna be a
gonna
guy
get
with a fake wheelchair or something, and then
well, that was popular at the time. Drake. Uh, I'm assuming. Anyways, I mean, not to. That's quite an experience to have at a young age to be, because you
yeah.
maybe didn't feel, you liked the girl, but maybe not. Obviously, not as much. She wasn't the top on your list.
No, the top on my list was just dating some other guy.
Yeah. So then to have that, so you have kind of conflicted feelings there because you're like, okay, I'll just try to be with this person anyways. Then to get
Yeah.
cheated on, which is its own
Right.
experience and pain and whatnot, but by someone that you weren't really. That's just a weird. I mean,
Right.
I understand
And
why you remembered it.
honestly, it didn't take long for her to cheat on me because as soon as they held hands, I was like, "What the hell? She's holding hands with somebody that I like." That was a callback to how we hadn't hold hands yet, but
got it. See if you went in and held hands before.
that callback was a bad
Yes,
idea.
I'm blaming you. No, that's well. Then I was like, wait, you saw him hold hands? I don't really give a
No. Well, I mean, one of his hands was busy doing a fake.
He's got with the cane. Oh God!
Oh man!
I think that's the worst idea we've heard today is to have a fake cane as a high school student. But yeah,
that's yep.
That's what you really came here to lead up to. I see.
Title of this is going to be "Stop Using Fake Canes."
No fake canes. Steve Rogers hates fake canes.
I hate fake canes. If you need a cane, that's great. I mean, it's not great that you need it, but it's
right. But I hope it's helping you. It's providing you a service, not just aesthetically. I just don't even think it's a good enough look or like a cool enough look to be like, yeah, I don't really need this cane.
I think some of the people that have the umbrellas that they brought just in case they might need them secretly wanted to use them as a fake cane.
Yeah.
Because they love to do that little with the people love this motion.
Just the walking and the umbrella handle often is kind of like the top of a cane. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. And you can, I think it bothers, I really didn't realize how much it bothers me about fake canes, but I think what bothers, my mom walks with a cane. So that's also part of it.
Does
it's real, but anyone that uses a fake cane, you can tell they don't need it because of how lightly it touches the
it's
ground.
More like they're almost like dancing with it or something. And now this is giving me a little bit of a flashback of myself.
Oh, really?
I didn't take it to school, but I did.
You had a fake cane?
Well, kind of. It was, so we did, it's Tolo. Did you guys do Tolo? Or like where the girls ask the guys dances? Some people call it Morp or something. I don't know. We called it Tolo. And so my senior year, Tolo, I was like part of the ASB board. So I like put it together. And so I asked 2 of my guy friends to go with me as my dates. And so we do, and I had a cane, and we like, it's where you like match and stuff, you know? So we wore
Yeah.
like all like black and white. And I did have like
Okay.
pinstripe pants with like a white shirt and suspenders. And then they had suspenders too. And
Yeah.
then, I had a cane and like a fucking fedora or something. Like it was, if it was a dude, it'd be even worse, I feel like. But it was like, so at some point in my life, I have used it just for the night a fake
I will
cane.
say I allow a ballroom event
Okay, that's allowed.
cane. There's a cane policy there. You need a permit, but you can have a
Maybe I
cane.
should I'll find the picture. I found the picture not that long ago, so I
Oh,
should post it
please.
and see. I'll get canceled, but that's all right. But I think that mindset, because what was that? Probably 2007, and
Yeah.
you know,
Big cane time.
yeah, it was like pimping, you know, like, and so I was like, I got these 2 dates. Look at me, kind of thing.
That's true. I get that.
I mean, I'm embarrassed by it now. Is that a bad idea? Maybe. I think it's because you've talked so fondly about the fake cane.
I had the bad idea at proms and balls. I would take the pretzel log that was at the snack bar and pretend it was a cigar. I would bite it so it looked like ashy because the crumbs and all that.
Such a weird thing, because nobody dresses like that unless you're going to some dance or something, and then everyone's got a top hat and a cane.
Yeah.
And it's an aesthetic that we would never have as high school students. It's
Right.
a weird thing. So yeah, you're trying to play along. That's not.
I'd pretend I looked like the owner of a newspaper. I was like, Johnson, get that cane out of here. But
you know how I feel about canes. Get them out of here.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. This was. I would think we learned a lot, honestly, about ourselves individually. And so tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, come see you live, and then also about your album again.
Oh, sure. Steven Rogers Comedy on Instagram, StevenRogersComedy.com. My Twitter is @NotSteveRogers. And please, all my dates are on my website. The album's called Before He Was Super. It's also going to be a special that's on YouTube. It's really fun and funny, and I'm really not good at promoting myself.
That's what you're doing.
But
this is great.
I do comedy, and it does well. So please check it out. It's fun.
Well, there you go. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, we'll put the link to his YouTube and stuff in there, so you can just go right there. You subscribe to us, subscribe to him, then you can see the special when it comes out. And if you're listening on other things, we'll still put it in that description, and make sure you rate and review, subscribe, all that to our show too. But right now, you can just keep watching Dumb Pitches.
You're weird.
Yes.